And then I said, what unicorn? Oh, hello everybody, and welcome back to Madmen with a Box live for the 180th time. I'm Pixel, as always. Look to my side, who do you see? It's OZChris.
That was awful. Don't do that again.
You don't like the Aussie? Yeah.
That is bad.
You should feel ashamed.
You're not good at that.
I do. And below
on the tier list of terrible people, including the episode and hosts, you're probably at second place right now.
What?
Go on. Who else is here?
Landry is here. Hello.
Landry not doing the accent, Walker.
That's right now. Nobody knows behind closed doors what happens. Full accent all the time.
I use my native Italian accent.
Native Italian?
I'm
Italian. I cook the pizza.
Oh, racisms.
Have you never seen that? It's like a joke post. It's just like my culture is not a joke, and it's like, hey, I cook the pizza.
I cook the pizza.
It's okay. My culture is known for getting drunk.
Yeah, that's my culture.
Floridian?
Stop stealing it.
Florida man.
I was digging into that Irish heritage, but okay.
I was gonna say, if we were talking about Florida heritage, no one wants to touch that. You can have that.
Yeah, it's all you.
Florida heritage. Let me tell you about Gator wrestling right now. No. We're going to talk about some Wasp wrestling though. Later, as we're going to review the unicorn and the wasp. But first, we do have just a bit of news.
Not really news.
Huh?
I wouldn't really say it's news.
It's not.
Gossip. We have gossip.
We have gossip.
Yeah, that's what I'd call it.
Yes, I would say so too. No. Why? Sorry, I am on a different computer now, so it is being weird.
Is it just the three of us tonight?
It is.
They were too afraid to review this.
Or maybe not. Maybe we'll have Gevain joining us, but no.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Convention or something.
We're on the same page. Doctor Who boss Russell T. Davies warns audiences that X is a hate site for fandoms. That online voice, which is hostile, exists on X, which is a hate site. We shouldn't be surprised to find hatred on it because it's a hate site. It's very dangerously assumed that is the fan voice. Fandom is creative and brilliant and fun, and it's all getting soured, he said, adding, turn those phones off for anyone under 16, chuck them in the bin. I literally am evangelical about it.
He's not wrong. That's the thing. A lot of people are trying to use this as like a gotcha against RTD to be like, this is like the audience. Well, not really the audience, but like, especially the part of like the under 16s, turn your phones off, chuck them in the bin. It's like, that's the kind of audience you were trying to like get with the whole, you hope it produces content mindset. But I'm like, I don't see this as like a gotcha because he's not wrong. I think a lot of people are taking kind of a grievance to this because they feel like they're getting lumped in with these people. Like the people that are criticizing the show are being lumped in with the people that are like legitimately like bigoted, which is that is just X, Twitter. Unfortunately, we've seen throughout the years it propelling the worst of society.
I
When
was
you have
looking at
all that doesn't care.
there's some Lord of the Rings news from today about Stephen Colbert
Yes.
being involved in a new movie and all this, and almost every comment I saw on Twitter was so vile. It's why? What is the point? And so it's kind of hard to argue with right now. It's like something about that anonymity brings out this just awful component, and people who, let's face it, they're going to go see the movie anyway. They just want to make noise. You know, and people learn, or they internalized that a long time ago, that negativity gets you more attention than positivity. And so we're in this feedback loop of negativity, and Twitter is absolutely friendly to that ecosystem.
Yes, especially if you monetize it.
Yeah, I am mostly on Twitter anymore. Well, one, because it's where I built most of my audience a long time ago, so it's hard to let go, but also because of you guys. Like this we connect through Twitter.
It's true.
Yeah, so it's not hard not to agree with Russell here. It is essentially becoming a hate site, especially with like when Elon took over, which is like, don't worry, free speech is a thing, but it's like, free speech for a very selective group, and that is the unfortunate, loud, terrible people.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, though, it does feel like the man that said, I want to go ahead and generate content. He wants that quick click headlines, go ahead and grab that. And now he's saying, and I'm not saying that X isn't that. I'm not saying Twitter isn't that. But I am saying that is what he wanted to use to go ahead and try to boost Doctor Who.
It's true. You're saying there's an inherent hypocrisy that he wants to use those tools when they benefit him, and not just Twitter as a tool, but he wants to use the extremism exists on both sides, and so he wants to incite that and use a division and use it to propel. Yeah, no, he does that absolutely. He's always done that.
The thing is, like, it's. I'm not saying it's not saying that he wouldn't claim responsibility for the state of Doctor Who as it is right now, but it kind of feels like that. Feels well, if you look on X, it's the worst of humanity, and it's the worst of the fandom. So you don't want to look on X to find opinions there. It's a hate site. Fandom is all fun and happy and creative. There's never any negativity there.
Yeah, that is a trick, right? Because let's face it, I mean, I've said many negative things about the modern seasons of Doctor Who, and some positive ones too. But anytime you say anything vaguely negative, you are labeled part of the haters. It's like you're not allowed to have a negative opinion.
Yeah, that's sadly, no, it's while I don't disagree, and especially about, like, I don't have any kids yet, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that once I do, to do my best to keep them from the internet as long as I can.
Wow, you don't want them to be like, Papa Pixel 6'7".
I'm so glad I grew up with none of this.
I should kick you off right now.
You
try.
You guys have no idea. I wish Gevain was here. He would understand. You guys have no idea what a different world it was before all this. I loved it. It was great. Everyone had books on them at all times. Oh.
Well, I was like, when I was growing up, I wasn't on the internet a ton. Like, there was.
I was on the cusp of it. Like, it exploded. It was now it was like everyone's on the internet.
Just imagine it not existing.
No. Like, the library was my friend.
Microfiche.
Okay. Well, now let's go ahead and shut this off. I don't know.
There really is no other news.
I thought we would talk about the Russell T Davies reboosting AI art.
Oh yeah, he did that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is such a. He ended up deleting that story.
Really? Maybe he just didn't. I mean, he must have known it was AI. I mean, how could he not?
Well, people are like, it's like because his current partner is younger than me by like a couple of years. And it's like, his current partner would be in the zeitgeist and know like AI is bad, but apparently he was in the comments praising it. Like
anyone who works in the arts of any kind should understand it, no matter what their age. But I have to admit, I actually have no idea how old you guys are. I just assume young, for I have gray. You do not. You have hair. I do not. So therefore, you're both impossibly young to me. But I don't know. You could be 40. I have no idea.
No.
But yeah, it's such a bad. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth, and just him being like, "This is amazing. This looks great," and it's just like, this is
highly inaccurate.
This is an affront to art. Like I've always said, I don't think like it's inevitable that AI is going to be used and stuff. I just think it needs to be how it is used. That is the question. Like, the recent collection has used AI upscaling, and how they're using it now is really bad compared to when they were using it before. I think it depends on like what degree you're using it. If you're completely using it like 100% and profiting off of it, showing it like, this is art, I made this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not an artist. You're not an artist. You're not a writer. You're not a filmmaker. If you're using AI for everything, if you're getting rid of that human creativity, like that effort, I don't think you have the right to say that you are an artist.
Yeah, no.
Like, like that trailer like a while ago, like Darren Aronofsky is doing a completely like generative AI film, and it's like, what are you? You're a filmmaker, Darren. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
you pissed away all your goodwill.
Like, there's the ethical component in that these modules were built using data harvested unethically and arguably illegally. Like I can, as an author, you can look and you can see if your work was used to train AI models, and at least one of my books is in there that they had no legal right to use to, and I get that is a tiny minuscule particle of a drop within a giant bucket within a swimming pool, but it still feels like a violation. And so you don't get like, look, it's an image of William Hartnell without it having built itself on the works of others taken without their consent. And there's never going to be a way ethically of getting around that. It's holding up the husks of corpses and shaking them around and going, look, it's art.
Yeah.
And even if it looks good.
It looks like Russell is just all for it, because there was an interview 2 years ago that he was doing with Shooty and Millie for Series 14. And he was talking about, like CGI, it's a great thing. One day we could see a CGI William Hartnell on the screen, like all the
fully CGI AI. He did say AI.
We could bring all the doctors back with CGI, and I'm just like, no,
don't do that.
No, thank you, because we've seen it now with them using like deep fake CGI to like, here's the actor back, but he's younger. Like, Luke in The Mandalorian, that deep fake, it's not really good. It's so not obvious. Good. And then you actually see the actor that's the stand-in. It's like, you could have just used that actor.
Yep.
You didn't have to deep fake him just because he doesn't look enough like Mark Hamill.
Well, look at the fact that we've had the first Doctor recast twice.
Yeah.
Recast.
Like with Doctor Who, we're fine with that. That's the entire premise that kept the show going, of just changing the actor.
Yeah,
just bringing a new one in. So yeah, you can recast like the older Doctors. Like, everyone always wants Sean Pertwee to portray the third Doctor because he looks like his dad,
and he's an actor. So
you can do this. It's just I think it's the fact they don't want the effort of just having to quote unquote pay for an actor. if we just like use AI, there we go. I just put some prompts in. That's my job done.
Yeah.
I didn't really have to pay someone to pretend to be that person. I just
Yeah.
I just used up all of our resources and water.
Well, and AI doesn't quit. It doesn't decide its knee isn't working. It doesn't have, creative conflicts, schedule conflicts. So yes, it would suit them very well, but you also miss all of that brilliance of improvisation and different perspectives. Art, some of the best art. I'm a big believer in collaboration. My entire career in art has been born out of collaboration, and it is a wonderful gift. And the compromises that are inherent in that, and how you can take two people's ideas and build something better out of it. Well, you don't get that if you're just putting in prompts. You're never going to push back. You're going to have at most, you're going to have an AI going, that sounds really great. What a wonderful idea. I can't wait to help you execute it. Ba-da-da! Garbage. The, or art without purpose, art without soul. It's not really art.
Yeah.
But then we could go, this is
yeah. I will say that I think it's funny seeing that it's just like RTD praising AI, and then I think it was just today or yesterday Disney backed out of the Sora AI deal. They're like,
I don't know if it's that they backed out. Sora is shutting down, so I think it null and voids the contract.
Yeah. So it's like, Sora's just dead at this point. So it's like, but I feel like I don't think we can use the excuse anymore that Russell is just old and he's not in touch, because I feel like he is to a degree. That's why he's so like producer brained with the whole like generate content, because that's unfortunately the current mindset with like a lot of like franchises now. It just exists to produce content. So I don't think we can use that excuse with Russell for that. He should know better, especially as he is a writer. He's a writer, he's a producer. He should know better than to like repost AI. He can like it in private as all he wants, but like actually putting it on display and being like approving of it, it's a terrible look.
Sack Russell T. Davies.
Well, hey, he's currently working on he's working on something new, so him continuing to be the showrunner looks like it might not happen, because it's like, it looks like he's just going to be very busy.
He's, in terms of him, any idea of him being too old, ignorance of AI and all that, this is a guy born in 1963. Like, we're talking about somebody who was born and, in the height of, like, the hippie movement had already started when he was a baby. Like, in terms of liberalism, appreciation of art, appreciation of the arts, culture, all that all happened before he was born. We had a revolution in that regard. So it's not like he's, geriatric. Or even if he was, he'd be geriatric from a perspective of somebody born after a particular cultural renaissance where we learn to appreciate art and technology and the interface thereof. We already knew this stuff. Like, we were having this conversation in the 80s about art and technology. He knows. If he's embracing it all, he just doesn't care. He definitely understands it.
Sack Russell T. Davies.
Sorry, I needed it again.
As Chris said, I think that's probably done. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Because there's just, at a certain point, I'm just, let's get this Christmas over with, and then we'll call it there. Let's talk about something actually decent. Chris, you selected the Unicorn and the Wasp, a 10th Doctor story.
Pretty sure it was Landry.
Was it Landry?
Because he mentioned it last week.
Oh, you're supposed to pick the big finish that we're going to do.
I'm picking the one for next week that I'm not here for, yes.
Right. Yeah, this one was me.
Okay. Sorry,
yeah.
Landry, you picked this episode, so why don't you go ahead and get us started? Tell us what you think about the Unicorn and the Wasp.
I should say before we start, we are well aware about the writer, Gareth Roberts. Yeah. I think it goes without saying we do not agree with his views. He is a terrible, awful person. Thank God he has nothing to do with Doctor Who anymore that we know of. So just to preface, like, we obviously do not agree with Gareth Roberts. So this is a separating the art from the artist.
Absolutely, 100%. I did not know. I mean, I had heard about him and his horribleness before, but I didn't know what episodes he had written, and I didn't know that he had written. When I suggested this one, I actually did not know that this was one of his. I do love this episode. I think that it is witty, it is sharp. It is a bouncy episode. It is just fun, absurd, silly fun. The interplay between the Doctor and Donna, for me, this is the peak of it. The scene where the Doctor is poisoned and she's giving him salt, and all that stuff is just, oh my god, I love it.
Harvey Wallbanger? What hell's this Harvey Wallbanger?
Harvey Wallbanger, one word.
It's I never liked the Wasp. I actually never liked the Wasp itself. It's just a big wasp. And then the implication that this woman back in the 1870s or whatever basically said, yeah, I'm going to hit that wasp. That's weird. That's weird.
White women, am I right?
Oh my god. So that aside, the waspiness of it, I just really, really like this one. When I first saw this, I didn't know much about why am I blanking on her name? The world famous author
Agatha Christie.
I didn't know much about Agatha Christie as a person. I didn't know about this gap in her life, this historical moment where she supposedly lost 10 days and vanished and all that. I was unaware of that, so it was educational when I first saw it. There's not a lot I can say about this episode other than I think that the mystery is on point, the acting is on point, the giant wasp is weird on a lot of levels. Great introduction as an actress, for me anyway, to the actress who would go on to play Jyn Erso in Rogue One. Loved that.
Felicity Jones.
Yeah. I don't know what else she's been in. She's great in this, and just in general, I think the casting. Oh my god, the use of flashbacks as a comedic point in this, especially for the wheelchair-bound husband and his flashback memories.
Took me back to the war.
Who is a returning actor? He's Jago. He's Jago of Jago and Lightfoot from The Talons of Wen Chiang.
I knew he was familiar. That is funny. Wow. Yeah, I gotta give I'll save my ranking, but I gotta give this one high praise in general. I think it's a very strong episode.
What is it they say? Sometimes the worst person you know.
Worst person you know has a good point.
Yeah.
They have a good point here. This is a fantastic story. This was the second season of Doctor Who I ever saw. And going ahead, and I watched like mystery shows with my ma. So we watched a little Powwow and a little Agatha Christie, little Miss Marple. Actually, I think I talked about a few weeks ago. I had just finished. They have one with Peter Dinklage where he is playing that world famous detective. But this is great. I love it. Top tiers all around. The Vesper form is the name of the alien. The Vesper form. I like it. It's stupid. It's a giant wasp. It's ridiculous. But it explains why wasps are on this earth. If you think about it, they had to come from another planet filled with hate, and they just spread out because there's no point to them. They are these little hateful things. They are not like the bees. Yes. It all makes sense.
You're harboring some kind of resentment there.
Towards wasps? Yeah. Wasps suck. They don't do anything except hate. They see your face, they come after you. If you step on one of them, they let out this pheromone to say, hey, kill this guy, whether it's on purpose or not. Actually, I
So-
think after they stab, too.
If we're going by what we saw in this episode, it sounds like a wasp may have seduced your wife. Because that is the theme here.
No, that didn't happen.
That is what we learned from this episode. They are angry monsters that sting and buzz and seduce your wives.
Well, she wasn't his wife at that time.
Yeah, granted.
It was after.
But it's less funny of a comment if I prefaced it that way.
I know. Which is why I had to ruin it, because no.
You did. You ruined her.
My fiance is not into bugs.
That's very good. Very good find then.
There we go. Great episode, really, honestly is. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, this is, Gareth Roberts aside, I do hate to give him praise, but this is a fun episode. It's weird because I feel like a lot of people just don't like this episode overall. I think they view it as like one of the weaker episodes of this series. And like thinking back on it, maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of good episodes in this series, but like, no, I had a lot of fun with this episode. All of it being about Agatha Christie themed, like the whole murder mystery, and like the flashbacks being very comedic of just like, oh, what were you doing around this time? It's just like, oh, I was rereading my old journals, It's just looking at pornography.
Walking in the park alone, completely alone, always deeply alone.
Definitely alone.
Definitely alone, not with one of the male butlers. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I do think I was always iffy about at the end when like they throw the Firestone Donna throws the Firestone into the lake, and then it's like, oh no, it's connected to Agatha Christie. She's also dying, and then it's like, oh no, it let her go. It decided before it dies it would save one person. I always felt that was a bit weird, considering like when the Vicar is revealed to be the Vesper form, he's all like hateful and just like, you humans, yuck, disgusting.
What did I say about wasps? They suck.
But I always felt it's a weird like contrast that like, oh, at the end it decides to save one person. It felt like it's like, okay, like we can't kill Agatha Christie, so it's a bit weird.
I like that the Doctor is brief, like he couldn't help himself. He was momentarily with Donna, like, hey, but as she points out, in the way she said it, I couldn't help myself either. What they were about to die.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like the 13th Doctor would have probably abandoned Donna on an asteroid for what she did there.
But no, the Doctor and Donna in this, like, I think this is really like a good example of like their chemistry together as just best friends, just having a time.
Are you a couple? Oh no.
No ring.
I should have realized no wedding ring. Perspective, yeah.
There's the thrill in the chase. Which is like I like looking at that, and it's just like them just like having a good time, just being friends. They're constantly like Donna's always like quoting like Agatha Christie stuff, and also like future Agatha Christie stuff to her, and she's like, that's copyrighted, but you can use it. It always reminds me of like Tooth and Claw, where they meet Queen Victoria, and the whole time the Doctor and Rose are just like, oh, it's like, I bet we can get her to say, I am not amused, because it'd be pretty funny if she said that. It always reminds me of that, and I feel like it's done a little bit better here, of like that kind of like they're having fun in this really kind of like dire situation. No, overall, I think cast is great. It's a fun script. That's all I'm going to say for praise for Gareth Roberts. So
Fun facts.
So fun facts. Russell T Davies and Gareth Roberts had a competition to see who could insert the most Agatha Christie references into the script. There is a total of 24. It's quite a lot. So yeah, you got Murder at the Vicarage, Death in the Clouds, The Crooked House, and then there were none. Murder on the Orient Express, obviously. There is a lot of references, obviously, to Agatha Christie in this. Obviously, references to Cluedo, with Professor Peach, obviously being, reference to Professor Plum. Pretty much all of the characters here have some resemblance or are a reference to a Cluedo character. Clemency resembles Mrs. Peacock. Robina resembles Miss Scarlet. So, obviously, if you're doing a Agatha Christie-esque murder mystery, you're obviously going to take some cues from Cluedo. David Tennant's dad is in this episode.
Is he?
He's one of the footmen in this episode. So I think one of the servants. Because he was just visiting David on set, and they're just like, "Hey, do you want to roll?" He's like, "Okay, sure." Thank God they gave me one where I have no lines, because I don't think he's an actor. So, the role of Robina Redmond, who Felicity Jones's character, was originally offered to Georgia Moffat, David Tennant's future wife, but she got the role of Jenny in that same series.
Right in there.
So there was originally a different opening and ending to this episode. So the opening would have been an older Agatha Christie kind of recounting that she's starting to get her memories back of what happened here. And then the end is very similar to Vincent and the Doctor, but where it's here's Death in the Clouds, you're remembered for ages. Your books will be remembered for ages, but they decided to change it.
I noticed there's a lot of DNA early, precursor of the Vincent episode in this one. So that was interesting. Although actually I prefer this episode. That one has more tear-jerky moments, but this one has a more cohesive story in it. I just looked up made the mistake of looking up Gareth Roberts. Wow.
Why'd you do that?
I had to know. I did know this. I hadn't seen this in a while, because once I saw what a piece of garbage he was, I didn't look at him again. But and I forgot. And then going back, and of course he's written a couple of my favorite episodes. But then you go back and you look. I mean, this guy's gone in deep into just rage. It's wow.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but
not our problem. We can
not our problem. We're better people than Gareth Roberts. I would like to believe so. And yeah, that's really kind of it for fun facts. There was originally the Doctor was going to ram the car into the Vesper form to push it into the lake, but the David Tennant objected. He's just no, that would make the Doctor a murderer. Don't do that. Let's change it, okay? So yeah, they changed it to Donna throwing the Firestone to lure it into the lake. All right, so we'll get into ratings. Landry,
I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10, and it's only getting a point off for me, honestly, just because of the literal Wasp and the fact that the Wasp instantly transforms back to the dude, only he's got his full clothes on. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, but the effects actually held up, I thought, very nicely for the era, for TV of that era. I did not hate the effects. I thought I just would have loved to have seen something more creature about it rather than just being a giant wasp. Give it alien-esque-ness to a wasp-esque creature, But I give it a 9 because I think everything else in this is so highly rated for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Or even give it like it turns into the Wasp, but it still has a little bit of like shredded clothes
Yeah.
like on it, but not enough to identify like, oh, it's that person. Obviously, he's wearing the same clothes as the vicar. It's obviously the vicar.
What if it was a costume like the original Fly?
Well, I was thinking about that the first Doctor when he encounters was it the Web Planet or something? What is the one of those?
What are they called?
Zarbi or something? No, is that
No,
something else?
Zabi is the ant.
Oh right, okay.
It's like it starts with an M. I know it. Web Planet.
Muppets.
Muppets.
Planet of
Yeah.
the Muppets. They look kind of Muppet-esque.
Don't you dare insult the Muppets like that.
I love the Muppets. You know I love the Muppets. We've talked Muppets before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Web Planet TV story.
I have to know what they're called before I rank now.
Is this it? So there's the Zabi and the Menoptera.
Oh God, yeah. I'll never remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, the weird.
Jeez. I'm going to rank this an 8 out of 10. It's good fun. I see what is said about early bones of like Vincent and the Doctor and stuff. There's a couple of notches there. Even if I am a fan of the Vesper form, as they're called, I feel like some of it is, while it is fun and quick and all, there's not enough. There's a little bit of meat that could be on the bone, just a bit more to give it some depth. But it's not supposed to be. It's just fun. So 8.
I would have to also give it an 8. Yeah, I think it's a solid, like, fun story. So now if you take out the huge problem in the room, I don't think you'd go away from this episode being like, oh, that was like awful. This is a really bad episode. Damn, that Wasp? Why? No, oh yeah, overall I think great performances. Real fun episode. Real fun script.
There you have it.
Maybe change maybe alien-esque more Wasp. Still has the clothes on to a degree.
Some slight aspects of humanoidness to it or something.
Yeah. It reminds me of this show called Amazons. And like in the first season, it's like, oh, if they turn into a monster, it's like it's just the full suit. And like they still got some still have their clothes on when they turn back. But in the second season, it's just like, oh no, like if they're going to turn into the monster, like it's actually going to be the fleshy parts. So it looks goofy. It's like, oh, first episode, the bride and the bridesmaids all turn into monsters. So it's these monsters wearing bride outfits. So it looks goofy, but it's like it makes sense because it's just the person changing, not the clothes.
Right.
So maybe something kind of like that. I mean, it's Doctor Who. Doctor Who is goofy sometimes, so
it can be.
There you have it. You have our rankings. You know what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. We'll be back next week reviewing. What are we reviewing while you were gone, Chris?
Oh, I hadn't even decided yet.
We'll review something.
You'll find out.
Something.
But until then, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.